Brenda and Eddie did what thousands of families dream of. They packed up their lives, moved to Florida, and bought a beautiful home with a pool, palm trees, and endless amounts of sunshine. They were finally living the dream, or so they thought. But within 6 years, and especially after having their first child, they realized that they had made a huge mistake. Because here's the truth no one talks about. Florida isn't always the paradise people think it is. Today, I'm breaking down the biggest reasons why people just like Brenda and Eddie are leaving Florida behind. And trust me, what they found instead will shock you. Let's get into it. For too many people, Florida feels like one big HOA. Brenda and Eddie were very excited about moving into a beautiful planned community. But what they didn't realize, HOAs run everything. Rules about what color you can paint your house. Rules about how many cars can be in your driveway. Rules about landscaping, your mailbox, and even your Christmas decorations. And every year, the HOA fees are going up, up, up. They missed the freedom of home ownership. They didn't move to Florida to feel micromanaged. But here, they felt like they had a landlord, even though they owned their own home. Now, when they moved, Brenda and Eddie imagined quaint downtowns, charming local spots, and walkable communities. And they also envisioned sipping margaritas on the beach. But instead, they got endless strip malls and chain restaurants. Big box stores on every corner. Walmart, Target, you get it. High-end shopping? Of course. High-end restaurants? Of course. But they are mostly for the tourists, not the locals. Florida lacked that hometown feel that they loved. And they missed places with character. And as for the beaches, most of the beaches are off limits, sitting in the backyards of multi-million-dollar mansions and big hotels. And finding public access and parking is a struggle. They haven't been to the beach in 2 years. Now, traffic is a nightmare. First, they thought that Florida traffic jokes were all exaggerated. Then they experienced seasonal traffic, then year-round traffic. Grocery store trips that should take 10 minutes are now taking them 45 minutes. There's no such thing as off-peak hours because the roads are always packed. Aggressive drivers swerving in and out of lanes. They did not expect this level of chaos. Even on the weekends, it felt like everyone was in a rush to go nowhere. Back in the day, Florida was relaxed, but today it's bursting at the seams. If you moved to Florida to escape the chaos of wherever you're coming from, but found more of it in Florida, you are not alone. Now, the cost of living is out of control. Brenda and Eddie are affluent, and Florida used to be very affordable so they could buy something nice and beautiful. But now, not so much. Nice homes are out of reach. $800, $900, $1 million just for nothing. HOA fees are climbing every year, and insurance is a nightmare. Because here's what they don't tell you. You need 3 different types of insurance. Homeowners, if you can even get it. Flood insurance, mandatory in many areas. And hurricane insurance, which is extremely expensive. Between the hidden costs, inflated food prices, and insurance hikes, they were paying a premium for sunshine. Now the schools were a big wake-up call for Brenda and Eddie. They wanted their daughter to go to a great public school, but they quickly learned that unless you can afford $25,000 a year for a private school, the public options were far from ideal. Schools were overcrowded, burnt out teachers, high turnover rates. The schools felt more like a prison. Now their firstborn is now about to enter the school system, and they were very, very apprehensive. They didn't want their daughter just to be a number in a system struggling to keep up. They wanted better. Brenda and Eddie knew about hurricanes, and they knew that that was part of the deal of moving to Florida. But they weren't ready for this. Packing up their lives every single summer. Flooding that left them constantly rebuilding. Insurance companies dropping coverage left and right. One day, their insurance company, out of nowhere, dropped them entirely. And that's when they said, we are done. Now, Brenda and Eddie also missed their family. At first, their family visited all the time. Then, the visits slowed down. They had no support system. Grandparents stopped visiting as often. Friends back home had moved on, and they were unable to form community down in Florida. And raising a child without family around is harder than they thought. Now, Brenda and Eddie also felt that the culture in Florida was off. They didn't mind a little flash and a little bit of luxury because they could come up with that too. But they weren't prepared for the OnlyFans influencers, the constant talk of plastic surgery, a social scene built on appearances. They wanted real, down-to-earth community values. Instead, everything felt fake. Now, Brenda and Eddie grew up in Washington, D.C., and they missed the seasons. At first, they loved the warmth. Then they missed the fall. No crisp autumn air. No real winter. Just hot and humid year-round. Holidays felt very strange for them without the cold. And they wanted the 4 seasons. And Florida just does not offer that. Now, Brenda and Eddie decided that they could find a better life somewhere else. One night they stopped asking, should we leave? And started asking, where could we actually go and be happy? Now they're looking at North Carolina. They're looking for a lower cost of living, and based on the cost of their Florida home, in any of those areas I just mentioned, they can live like royalty. They can enjoy mild winters, but have winters and have actual seasons, and be in true family-friendly environments with community, and they could actually enjoy their lives. So that's when they knew Florida wasn't going to be their home anymore, but they were about to find a new one. My name is Eli Magids, and I'm a real estate advisor here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the surrounding areas of Charlotte, specializing in luxury homes, custom homes, and new home construction. But most importantly, I am your realtor with heart. I'm not trying to help you find a house, but I'm here to help you find a home and a lifestyle that you and your family are gonna love. Think that we are a good fit? Call me or text me and let's talk. And if you're looking for a home, or you want to sell your home in your particular market, and you need to get a referral for a great agent in your area, call me, text me, or click on the link below in the description. Fill out the form, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can and get you connected to a top-notch real estate agent in your area. So is Florida still worth it? For some, absolutely. For Brenda and Eddie, not a shot. Thank you so much for watching, and until we see each other again, next time.